Today I'll show you how to connect a Hugging Face transformer model into your ChatGPT custom GPTs. I'm going to use a donut model as an example. This is super exciting OCR-free document understanding transformer. I just want to do like a super simple example using Robocorp Action Server that can basically take a URL of a receipt and then use the donut model from the ChatGPT or custom GPT to extract the details of that receipt. I'm using the example of step-by-step document parsing that you can find from the Transformers library under donut. I'm going to use it almost as is, just adding a few things, and I'll show those to you. My code sample is shared within Robocorp's Action Cookbook repo in GitHub under Hugging Face Donut. So let's start by looking at the code. I have it in the folder here. The changes to the example code Hugging Face provides would be that I wrapped it first of all to Robocorp Action. So I'm importing the action. That means that whatever is here will become accessible through the OpenAI compatible spec to the custom GPT. I'm also defined a custom data model for the return, so that's it returns I actually have a problem here. I need to fix that. So the return data type is actually a receipt data. So I'm returning receipt data. I take URL in. I've documented it with docstring so that the LLM knows how to use this action. And compared to the example, I'm only using like downloading the receipt file from the URL instead of using it from their example datasets. Otherwise, it's all the same as in Hugging Face example. If you don't have Robocorp Action Server installed, do it with brew. Check the instructions in our repo. I have it installed, so I can just say Action Server start. This will wrap everything up in the OpenAPI spec and serve it now locally because I just said start. It might take a while, and the first time because it downloads all the transformer model related stuff. I've done it already, so it was a quick start. What happens is that I have a local action server. I can go into this user interface. I've already tested things out a little bit. I have this action. I can test it out by dropping a URL here and see how it runs. If I go back now to the Visual Studio Code, I can see that I was invoking that action. So how to use this with custom GPT? We'll go back to my terminal. We stopped the locally running action server. This time we started with a little twist called expose. I've done it before, so it will ask me, do I want to resume the previous session? I do want that. So what happens is that now the action server is exposed to a public URL, and it also gives me the API authorization key. So having this, I'll take the URL and I jump over to custom GPT and create a new one. I'll say this is my receipts GPT, extracts data from received, and then I think I need to say something. Always give a URL of the receipt to the action to get the receipt contents. And now the critical part is the action. So we create a new action, import it from the URL. So this is the OpenAPI specification that the Robocorp Action Server exposed from my code. We will also need the API key, so we're going to grab one from here and put it here, and it's type bearer. Now we see we have one action available for my GPT. So let's just save this, and we'll see that it's ready. So now if I go and type something here, so let's say what was the total amount of this receipt. Let's take this one. On the first execution of the action, it will ask my permission. I can say always allow. This is a fancy trick which is possible when you say action is consequential false. By default, this is true. It will always ask on the ChatGPT side whether you want to execute the action or not. But adding that argument there, you will have the always allow option. So now next executions, the user will not be bothered with the approval. So it will return a extracted JSON of the receipt data, and the custom GPT, the LLM knows that, okay, so out of this data, the total amount of the receipt from the Tesco, in my case, would be £5 and a little bit more. So this is how easy it is to use Hugging Face transformer models within Robocorp Actions and Action Server and connect them with custom GPTs on OpenAI side.